Welcome back to my channel. Have not done one of these little come with me to school vlogs in a while, but today is Tuesday and I'm just gonna take you guys along with me for the ride. It's currently 9:51 in the morning and I'm about to head to campus to go to my first class of the day, which is technically my only class, and that's the immigration clinic class. I'm pretty sure I've said it a million times, but I'm in the immigration clinic. You get real clients. So this class, I don't know what we're gonna be talking about in this class, but honestly, my schedule this semester has been so good because I actually really like everything I'm doing, and it's really not that bad. Like, I don't feel like a class is too hard. Life is just really good right now. I know I've said that so many times, but genuinely I feel very grateful for my life. And I don't know, I think this is probably the best year of my life, if not like the best semester of my life, just because I feel like I'm actually doing stuff that I care about and that I like, that I enjoy. And even if it is a lot of work and I get stressed, I'm just so like, I don't know, I just love what I do. Like, I love the legal field. I love the idea of going to law school. I love the idea of helping people in real life, like real clients. I love everything about it. Right now I'm wearing this maroon little like shirts that I got from Old Navy, I think. And then I'm wearing some dark wash jeans that are Levi's. They're like wide-legged jeans. And I honestly really like them. I think I'm gonna start getting more of these just because, I don't know, I feel like they give a beachy vibe in a way. And I just love that relaxed look. First, we're gonna go to Starbucks because I need a coffee. So, and if you saw a car in the back with lights, that's literally our city. And I've gotten ticketed from our city before because I didn't park correctly or something. I was blocking the sidewalk and it was like a ticket over $100. It was insane. I'm at the light like right before Starbucks, but I usually get a brown sugar oat milk shake and espresso, and then a spinach feta and egg white wrap. It fills you up, but it also doesn't make you feel horrible inside, because sometimes I feel like it's probably because I'm lactose intolerant, but I just don't like eating stuff with cheese if I can avoid it, just because I know it's gonna make my stomach hurt, you know? Today's gonna be a good day, I can already tell. So I just got to the parking garage and I also just had a mini work call with people from my job with like this project that we're working on. There's a similar project basically that we have to help them with the same thing. So that's what I'm going to be doing, probably, maybe not today, but I might work on it tomorrow. But yeah, so I have around 15 minutes until I have to actually be in class. So I'm gonna start heading over and walking there. But today's such a beautiful day. Like, the sun is shining, the clouds are out. 10 out of 10 day. Also finished eating my spinach feta egg white wrap. It was super good. And I just love how it doesn't fill me up and it doesn't also leave me hungry. But I also got my coffee. Everything is just 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it opens up tomorrow for like
get really zoned in, or if they kind of fall into like a fight or flight risk mode, not necessarily be listening to the question, so to kind of take control back over the witness or the lack of foundation objections. So if you ask a question to establish it relates to their asylum case. Now, we've talked about how some information we want to provide to kind of give humanizing or background context. What you're
well, mine's like at the bottom of my phone. This is pineapple. It's like 1 p.m. We have a meeting in 30 minutes and I just finished my quesadilla. I rated a 9 out of 10. Day is going well so far, but I think I'm gonna leave campus after the meeting. Okay, so I'm currently going home. I'm in the elevator, but I'm gonna go home and work on my brief and tell you guys a little bit about what that's all about. And then tonight I think I'm filming a podcast with my boyfriend. So when I was eating that quesadilla, I accidentally spilled onion juice on my shirt and I smell like onions. Like, I would have stayed on campus had I not smelled the stench of onion every 2 seconds. So I'm going home, I'm changing my shirt, and I'm probably going to continue working on my brief. I'm back home and I decided that I would explain to you the brief that I'm working on, because that's what I'm doing for the rest of the day before I hang out with my boyfriend. Speaking of my boyfriend, he's literally amazing, guys. Yesterday I was having a super hard, just a horrible day for different reasons, but he literally surprised me with a dessert from Starbucks and also a drink from Starbucks. Like, he's super sweet. Basically, in brief terms, I'm working on a brief with 3 other girls in my clinic. We're all law students. We work under the supervision of an attorney. She's an amazing attorney. I literally love her to bits. She's super intelligent. I feel so grateful to have always the opportunity to work with so many experienced attorneys, and they're honestly just so sweet. So we have a few clients, but the brief that we're working on is for one of our clients who is currently being detained at a detention center. And so he's in deportation proceedings, and we have to present his final merits hearing in November. Right now we're working on his brief, which is due in around a month, and in that brief we lay out the arguments for why he's entitled to a certain relief and why he should be able to stay in the United States. So within that, I can't get specific in terms of his case, like his facts, because that would be a violation of attorney-client privilege, but I can generally speak about what we're sort of doing. So in his case, basically we're arguing asylum and withholding removal under CAT. I'm working on a couple of sections. I'm working on the statement of facts, where I'm going to be basically talking about his childhood, setting the stage for what's to come, so the context around his situation and things we're going to be referring to in the actual brief. And then I'm also going to be talking about his life in that country that he had left. And then I'm also working on the race argument within the asylum portion of the brief, where I'm arguing that our client suffered past persecution based on his race. I already finished drafting that part out, and I found a pretty good case, which has some pretty similar things that happened to our client, so it's pretty good. And then I had previously worked on the religion argument, but today in our meeting, I had brought up to the team that I didn't feel that religion was the strongest argument. I felt that it would make our client seem a little less credible given some of the facts. So we decided to remove that to a separate document, and down the line, if we change our minds, we could add it back in. But honestly, I don't think we should keep it in. Like, I genuinely feel that that should just be taken out, and we should dedicate more of our time to his stronger claims. So I had previously drafted that, but like I said, that's out. I had also added some things on the country condition section for religion, but like I said, that's out. So I'm also working on our withholding arguments, specifically pattern or practice. And there I'm going to be talking about how the government has a pattern or practice on persecuting certain people on their race. I'd also written one for religion. Again, that one's being removed. And then I'm also going to be working on our argument for the 1-year bar. So we have to lay out an argument that basically says that our client isn't subject to the 1-year bar. He has a very particular situation, but I'm super excited to do research on that, because we were talking about all the facts in his case, the case law, everything surrounding it, and there could be like a multi-factor analysis when it comes to that. So I'm just really looking forward to fleshing that out and doing more research on it. But yeah, that's basically what is going in the brief in terms of my sections. And there are obviously other sections that the rest of the girls are working on, but so far it's looking pretty good. But yeah, I think I'm gonna work on that for the rest of the day, just because that's really important. The filing deadline's coming up in around a month, and I don't really have too many other big things to be working on. I could be reading for my class on Thursday, but I still have a few days to get that done. And then for my actual job, I'm going to be working on that tonight, probably at 11 p.m. or something. I'll just pull out my laptop and start working on it. And then tonight at 7, I'm going to be hanging out with my boyfriend, like I said, to film a podcast episode, which, stay on the lookout. I'm not sure what we're talking about specifically just yet, but it's always super fun to talk with him. And it's so funny because we were talking about this in the car the other day, that like our conversations in the podcast are literally how we talk to each other even in private. Like, our conversations in real life sound like a podcast episode now because we like, I don't know if that makes sense. So today's actually the next day. This morning I have my PR class, which is professional responsibility. It's at 9 a.m. I think I have to leave like right now. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm wearing a gray sweater. And I'm also speaking to one of my immigration professors today about whether or not I would like to stay in the spring, just because one of the professors is going on a sabbatical. And so the one professor that is staying can't take all the students that we have. So a few students actually are gonna have the opportunity to leave. And I think I'm really heavily considering it, like 100%. So I think I'm gonna talk to her today about it and basically volunteer as tribute, because I have the bar exam literally right after I graduate. I'm working a job right now. I can barely handle like the few classes that I'm taking right now. Next semester, I'm taking a bunch of bar prep classes that I actually want to pay attention in. And then I'm taking UCC, which is sort of like contracts, and then substantive criminal law. So those are way harder classes that I'm taking this semester. And I'm also gonna be working on top of that. So just balancing clinic and everything at the same time isn't really feasible for me. So it kind of came at the perfect time, and I'm just gonna take this opportunity because I don't know, like I love the clinic, but I already feel overwhelmed and I'm taking very easy classes this semester. So I'm feeling super positive about the day. I have my PR class, like I said. PR is really not that bad. The teacher is wonderful. She's such a beautiful soul, a beautiful person, just amazing all around. No bad comments about her at all. And today's just gonna be a good day. I can feel that it's gonna be a good day. So let's make it a good day. In the elevator, parked on level 5. I cannot because it's so hot today. But I really want Starbucks and I don't have time until after my class. Which I know is like a super first world problem, but. So I'm gonna give you guys a little debrief about my day because some big movements were made today. Basically, so first I went to my PR class. We had PR, it was fine. I got to go early because I had already taken the MPRE. They were just doing practice, so she was like, honestly, you could just leave. So I left, and then I went to my professor's office and we were just talking about next semester. I was telling her that I felt like next semester I'd feel like pretty overwhelmed because I'm taking a bunch of classes and I'm preparing for the bar and et cetera, et cetera. I'm working a job. Like I'm doing a lot of things next semester. And so I was telling her like I didn't want them to take it the wrong way, but I felt like now that one of our professors is going on a sabbatical, it would be like the perfect time for me to kind of drop clinic. But it wouldn't be necessarily drop clinic, it would just be that I wouldn't have clinic for the next semester because it's technically a year-long clinic, but there are multiple clinics that are a semester long. It's just that one's a year because you get more complicated cases and also it's more drawn out. So it went perfectly because she was so sweet and she just said like, we're not gonna have any stigma about it. Like, we love having you. There's no stigma. Like, we're not gonna treat you a different way. Because the thing is I didn't want it to impact my grade because obviously this class is worth 2 classes. Like, it's worth 6 credits, which is a lot. So I just feel like a weight was lifted off my shoulder because we had to do another trial next semester, and I also had like 5 other clients that I haven't even started working for. Like, there's a lot of work, and I'm just panicking with this one trial that I'm having this semester. I'm not even done writing the brief. Like, there's a lot going on right now. So everything went super well, and I'm heading home now because I need to honestly just do work. Like, there's so much work to be done. I have to do work for actual work. Like, the project that I was assigned yesterday, I never did at 11 p.m. I ended up staying awake until 1 in the morning typing the brief for the immigration clinic. So today I actually have to focus on a project for work, which is going to take me hours, and that's technically due on Friday. So it's not a lot of time because there's a lot to go through. So yeah, that's my life. I feel super happy. I feel like I can breathe again, bro. Like, I was panicking. Every day I complain about this clinic to my parents. And don't get me wrong, I love this clinic. Like, yes, at the beginning of the video, I was like, I'm super grateful to be doing what I'm doing. I still am. I'm super, super grateful for this opportunity. But at the end of the day, school does come first, and I really want to pass the bar on the first try. And I also really want to leave a good impression at my job, because obviously that's where I'm gonna work after I graduate. So I don't want to like dip on any priorities and give anything half of my effort. So